once again, my name is Jason Gorenstein. This is our Integrative Wellness class, Tuesday, June the 30th, 2020. And the time is just a few minutes past 3 p.m. I hope that you guys are excited for a wellness class together. And without further ado, we will begin our practice. Okay. So once again, I'd like you to see that you find your way onto your mat. And, you know, I thought about this. Constructive rest pose is often a good pose to take. So to take constructive rest pose, you can take a blanket. You can use a blanket for the head. And then you can take your second blanket. And, oh, I got a dog that's coming over. All right, thanks. So as you feel ready here, just lying down on your back and with your knees bent and your feet about hips width distance apart. Okay, come on, move. All right, so as you lie down here, just let the breath become long and slow and allow your inhalations and your exhalations to be with you. So as you continue to breathe here, just continue to find, once again, both your inhalations and your exhalations. And as you continue to breathe, well, that was nice, just begin to allow that breath of yours to be long and slow. Okay. So once again, noticing your breath here and finding your way into your breath. So as you lie in constructive rest pose, this is a great opportunity for you to just check in with your body and your breath here. So as you check in with your body and your breath, just allow that breath to be long and slow. And once again, just begin to notice your inhalations and your exhalations here. So what you can begin to do is hug your right knee into the chest and just begin to move that right knee in circles. So we had a similar practice with this yesterday as you draw the right knee out and move that knee in circles. And this is a great way to just kind of come back to our practice, come back to our day. As many of you know, this is a wellness class, so the activities that we do in this class are very mild. Somewhat of we have some stretching and then we have some restores, but we always are changing it up anyway. So as you continue to breathe here and then moving your knee in the opposite direction. And I welcome you guys to your bodies right now as you begin to move your right knee around in circles. And then you're going to change legs. So now you will take your left knee into the chest and begin to move that left knee in circles here. So as you breathe here, begin to move that left knee in circles and just begin to find your way into your breath. And then as you feel ready here, you'll move your knee again in reverse circles here. And just breathing here. All right, come on, get up, go. And then from here, just releasing that foot on down. And then you'll hug both knees into the chest and just begin to rock both knees here. As you rock both knees here, just begin to breathe into the lower back once again. So rolling your hips right and left a few times. And this is just to create some circulation into the low back, especially for those hips, if you feel any tightness there. This is a great exercise to take. Good, and then you'll hug your right knee in once again and take your right foot and place it over the top of your left thigh. And as you feel ready here, just press your right foot away from you as you begin to rotate your right foot in circles here. So moving your right toes in circles and just breathing into that leg. And you can roll your head over to the one side and back to center again. And you can roll your head over to the other side and back to center again. Now draw your right knee into the chest and exhale, release that foot down. So now you'll hug your left knee into the chest this time and take your left foot over the top of your right thigh. And once again here, just moving that left foot now in these gentle circles. And this is what we call articulation of the foot. And you can move them in reverse circles as you'd like. So moving the toes around, moving the toes around, and moving the toes around here. And then releasing that foot down on the mat and hugging your right knee in again. So this time, extend your left leg forward and draw your right knee out to the side. And draw your right knee out to the right elbow and draw both that right knee out down towards the shoulder. So as you breathe here, you're breathing into that inner groin and you're breathing into the sides of your waist. And this is a great stretch to take for the body as it allows for us to open up those legs. And now you'll take your left knee and you'll hug it on in and you'll extend your right leg on forward. And then you'll breathe here as we move to the opposite side of this stretch and continue to breathe into that leg. So once again here, we're just going to breathe and you're going to allow the breath to move in towards the leg. And as you allow that breath to move in towards the leg, you're going to breathe and continue to develop your breath. So again, breathing here long and slow and allowing that breath to be with you. And just beginning to move that knee out and in as you continue to breathe through that breath. Good. Now, taking both knees into the chest and hugging both knees in again. And you'll rock your knees right and left here as you continue to be like a friend. I've been rhyming all day for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. And as you continue to breathe here, just start to rock forwards and back, or side to side here. Good. And then again, you'll hug your right knee in, but this time you'll take your hands behind the back of that leg and you'll just begin to move those foot again back in circles once again. So articulating the right foot here as you move the right toes around. And you just move the right toes around in circles here as you move that foot, both up and down. So closing the eyes and rotating the head once again from right to left. And then once again rotating the head from left to right as you move that foot around. So take the right foot and release it down and take the left knee in again. And then just moving the left toes up towards the ceiling here. And bringing them around like a gentle friend. So as you move the foot around in circles here, just moving those toes all around. And then as you continue to articulate the foot, moving those toes back, forth, up, and down. So now we'll take those knees back to a bend, and we'll hug those knees on in again. And then you'll release the feet on down to the mat as you press down and lift the pelvis on up. So lifting the pelvis up here and just breathing into the tops of the chest. And exhale, lowering that pelvis down and rotating right and left. Pressing up one more time through the pelvis and lifting up once again. And as you exhale, lowering on down here and scooting those hips right and left. So now scooting your hips to the left. Scooting your hips to the right and bringing your legs over to the left. And just breathing here into this simple stretch as you continue to be with your breath. So if you have any abdominal issues or you have contraindications to twist, you can just take this pose as gently as you'd like and just be here and riff to riff. So close those eyes and melt the heart and breathe in and out through the nose. And begin to feel your shoulders, wrists, ankles, your fingers, and your toes. And then you'll come back to center once again and you'll scoot the hips all the way to the left. And then you'll once again begin to breathe here as you come back and take a full breath. So as we breathe into the body and we breathe out, once again, we're just relaxing here. This wellness practice, once again, is supposed to be near and dear. As you continue to find your way back to your breath, you can move your head right and left and just begin to breathe into those back muscles and the head and the legs and your breath. So we'll come back to center and we'll move the legs all the way to the left. And then you'll roll onto your side here. and you'll fold your blanket for your head. So if you don't have a blanket under your head, now would be a good time to get one. And as you close your eyes here, let's try to have a little fun. So now you can move that right leg around, just similar to before. And you're just moving the leg up and down and back and forth and here. So as you move that leg, just articulating through the sockets in the entire leg. That's it. And then you'll move in the opposite direction here and doing the same once again. And then releasing that foot on down and taking the hand to the back of the head. And extending your top arm over the head and releasing that head down once again. So now you'll take your right hand and you'll bring it back to the body and you'll press your way on up here. And again, we'll come back to the hands, fingers, and knees. And we'll begin to move like a deer. As you inhale, lift the chest on up. As you exhale, rounding through the spine. As you inhale, lifting the chest up. As you exhale, rounding once again. And then from here, as you round that spine, shake those hips right and left, left and right. And then walking the fingers over to one side and breathing into your breath. So continue to move those hips once again, left, right, right, and left. And always here, keep being with your continuous elongated breath. So now you'll walk your hands over to the other side and you'll continue to breathe here once again. And you'll continue to move those hips back and forth and be here and be here again. And then as you feel ready, you'll come back to center and you'll begin to lift up through the chest. And then you'll take your left leg, so we did this on the right side, and you'll just move that leg up and down. So moving that leg up and down here and just scooting across that hip. So it looks like this. And you're moving that hip around in circles here and just being with your breath. And then as you feel ready here, just press the palms on down. Lift those legs up, press the feet back, and just release on down for fun. And then breathe into the breath once again. And release that head in the air. And just shake your head around and round like you really just don't care. And then walk those feet on in. And walk those hands on back. And release the hands all the way to the shins so you can lengthen the entire back. So once again here, just interlace your fingers and begin to bring your elbows right and left. And release and move and shake and breath. So as you move those arms up and down and you begin to scoot those hips and bounce the pelvis, just see if you can kind of jig and jive just like the good old Elvis. So continuing to breathe here once again and just moving from side to side. And just allowing yourself to kind of have a little fun as you move into this yogic ride. Now take your hands to the hips, press on down and lift up through the entire chest. And open the heart, open the shoulders, and lift up those fingers for a breath. Interlace the fingers here and take the arms from side to side. And again, as we move back and forth, moving through a little jig and jive. So as you move the arms once again from left to right and right to left, look up towards the fingers, spread across the hands, and release the head down for another breath. So again, we'll interlace the fingers here, and we'll release that head on down. And continue to breathe into this breath as you rock back and forth, up and down. So you're moving with your breath right now. And you're moving with your feet as well. And as you move back and forth, up and down, just being to a bell. So moving back and forth. And moving those arms up and down. And just continuing to rock those arms and legs as you lengthen to the crown. That's actually one of the
main actions in our yoga practice is this lengthening out to the crown. And as you take your hands to the backs of the hips and lifting up through the chest, once again breathing in and out and lengthening through your breast. As you breathe in and out here. I think the rhymes are just getting crazy. But maybe I'm just a little bit tired and a wee bit lazy. All right. So once again here, bring your hands to the top of the head and just start to rock the elbows from side to side. So again here, just rolling over from right and over to left. And just moving those elbows over from side to side here once again. And just breathing into that breath as you do so, lengthening lateral stretches through the body. And then from here, you'll take your fingers once again, interlace your fingers and press them forward. Lift them up towards the ceiling here and begin to round across the spine. So let the shoulders release on down as you round through that upper back and release the head down to the floor. And just breathe and breathe and breathe. Good. So lift those arms all the way up towards the ceiling and release the hands down to the sides. And then bring the hands to the hips and just move from side to side. So once again, lift the chest, heart, and sternum, and exhale, release it all down. And again, one more time, walking the hands down and releasing all the way to the ground. So scoot those hips, scoot those hips, scoot those hips here and there. Scoot your hips, scoot your breath, and wiggle around like you really don't care. So this is a really nice stretch for the back of the body. And we come into this stretch sometimes. You can bounce up and down if you'd like. You can move the hands over to the right side of the body. You may continue to bounce up and down if you like. You can move the hands over to the left side. So when we bounce up and down, it actually is a way of improving the circulation in the body. And just continuing to breathe up and down and just letting go with that breath. Good. So actually kind of moving up and down rather quickly here and just breathing in and out and just bringing your hands to the low back, lifting the chest and moving all about. So keep moving those hips here and moving the hips from side to side and allowing those hips to glide you as you come across this magical carpet ride. So take your hands and interlace your fingers and press your palms once again up. And then just moving from side to side again. As you wiggle with a little luck. Bring your hands back of the head. And rock your shoulders from side to side. And continuing to breathe here as we move through this magic carpet ride. It's actually a magic mat, yoga mat. And then just breathe here as you kind of rock those feet from right and left and right. And we're trying to relieve some of the tension, anxiety, and kind of ignite a little light. So continuing to move here and just side to side as you sway. And I hope that you're having a wonderful, happy, stupendous, fun day. All right. So guys, from here, I'm going to have you come into, we're going to come back to some of these Tai Chi exercises that we have developed throughout the class. So you're going to take your hands to the center of your chest like this, and you're going to expand your fingers as you breathe in. So as I breathe in, my fingers expand outward, and as I breathe out, they come back in. As I breathe out, my fingers expand outward. And as I breathe out, they come back in. So as I breathe in, let the fingers extend, let the arms move out to the sides. And as you breathe out, release the shoulders and let the fingers come back in once again. So breathing in, opening up the fingers and chest, and opening up through the heart right here. And breathing out once again, bringing those fingers in and being here once again. So breathing in, opening up, opening the eyes and having a little bit of a smile as you rock the hips and move back and forth as you be here all the while. So as you move into this stretch, we're going to come into another one.
you're going to take your hands and you're going to bring your arms out to the sides on the inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to bring your fingers back on top of one another. So it's like this. On the inhale, we extend the arms out. And as we exhale, we draw the arms in. As we inhale, we extend the arms out. And as we exhale, we draw the arms in. Inhale, expanding those arms out. And exhale, drawing those arms in. And inhale, expanding those arms out. And exhale, drawing those arms in. So if you have any issues with balance and focus and attention right now, try to keep your feet still. I've been rocking just because it's kind of for my own benefit, really. But if you feel like your motion is a little too much, you can just be still here. You don't have to rock like me. You're going to take the hands and you're going to glide them over. And then you're going to take the hands and glide them over again. So this is a very, very mild stretch for the abdominal muscles. You kind of just move side to side here. And you're really only moving like maybe, I don't know, 8 to 12 inches from side to side. Not more than that. And you're just kind of moving from side to side here as you breathe into the belly. And then again, you'll come back to center and open up here. And as you exhale, bring those hands back in again. As you inhale, open the arms up. And as you exhale, bring those hands in. As you inhale, open the arms up. And as you exhale, bring the hands in. As you inhale, open arms up. As you exhale, bring hands in. Inhale, opening up and up. And exhale, bringing on in. So now take these hands, let the fingers face the floor, and inhale, lift the arms up. And as you exhale, glide the fingers down as if you're gliding over some jelly-like surface. So as you inhale, float the arms up as if you're floating on a cloud here. And as you exhale, just glide those hands down as you release the hands back to your sides. So inhale, float the arms up. Maybe you're lifting up some heaven or some earth. And as you exhale, just floating all that negative energy down, back down into the earth. You know, believe it or not, the ground below us is actually magnetized. So it's not necessarily the degree of a magnet like we would where it has a plus and a minus, but it's very subtly magnetized. There's actually like iron and all these like elements that are in the earth. So when we place our feet, I mean, I'm on a yoga mat right now. I'm on some rubber. This is like a synthetic surface, polyurethane or something like that surface. But when we put our hands on the earth, or when we put our feet on the earth, we're actually connecting with some of that magnetism. So if you ever feel like you're in stagnation, I know many of us have been inside for long periods of time over the past 3 months. But if you really want a good exercise, you can go out into your backyard and just take off your shoes and socks and continue to just lift your arms up like this and bring your hands down with your feet touching the grass. You know, there's a magnetic force that we actually get when we make contact with the earth like that. And then from here, we're going to just do one hand. So you're going to lift the right arm up and you're going to press the left hand down. And as you exhale, you turn the hands back towards one another and you change and you lift up again. So you're lifting up through one arm and you're pressing down through the other. And then you glide the fingers back to center once again, and then you change and you switch again. So lifting up through the right arm and pressing down once again through the left. Changing the hands once again and lifting up and doing the same. So as you lift up through that left arm, you'll press down through the right and you'll breathe here again. And you'll continue to just oscillate from up to down and down to up and once again. All right, so this is a continuation of one of the stretches that we just did right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your right foot forward and your left foot back. So if you're familiar with yoga, there's a pose called Warrior One. And our legs are very similar to Warrior One. They're just a little bit closer together. And then you take your hands and you press your fingers forward and you bend into that right knee. You push. Then you glide your hands back as if you're raking soil over the earth and you release the hands back down once again. So inhale, draw those hands up like we just did, floating on a cloud, and exhale, pushing forward and all the way. And then inhale, steaming on back, drawing the hands back to the surface, and exhale, releasing down once again. So inhale, we float the arms up, and exhale, we press and we push. And inhale, we draw back to center again, and exhale, we lower on down. One more time. Inhale, we float those arms up, and exhale, we push forward and away. And inhale, we drive back to center again, and exhale, we release those hands down. So turn your feet back to center once again, and let's turn over to the other side. And let's bend our left knee and take our hands forward and begin to enjoy this little ride. As you glide your hands back to the body, release those hands back down towards the mat. And as you inhale, lifting those palms up, pressing those fingers forward, and just releasing the hands once again. So drive the hands back to the body, and release those hands back down to the surface. And again, inhale, lifting those arms up and pressing forward and releasing again and again. So drawing those hands back again, and exhale, lowering on down. We're going to step our feet back together again, and we'll come back into the Tadasana sound. So Tadasana is the pose. This is called Tadasana Pose, and it's like a standing mountain here. And then you're going to inhale, float your arms up over the head. And as you exhale, just glide your hands back down to the sides. So inhale, we float those arms up. And exhale, we glide down to the sides. And if you're ever tired or just feel like you have a lot of anxiety or no oxygen, keep lifting the arms up like this and exhale, breathing out. So this is one of the best poses we can take to expand blood flow and circulation through the body, because it already intentionally opens up our lungs and the blood flow all throughout the body. So you lift the hands up and you'll glide the fingers together and you lift up for another breath. And then you'll bring the hands down and you'll shake the head out and you'll move, rack, and ref. All right. So now take your left hand, place it over the right head, and bring your left ear towards the left shoulder. Extend your right arm out to the side. Breathe on here. And breathe, and breathe, and breathe. So this is one of my favorite poses. I share that, guys, with you every day, I think. I love this neck stretch. You can take your hand and place your right hand on top of the left side of the head and just pull the ear over to the shoulder. Perfect. And come back to center once again. Hands come off to the hips. And as long as you don't have too much issues with your eyes and your ears, your balance, you can just begin to shift back and forth here. If you do have some issues with that, just take your hands down and place them on your shins and stay still. And then release the head down and release the hands down and just begin to flock like a bill. All right. So moving from side to side here and just gliding from left leg to right and gliding and gliding and gliding and gliding just to feel yourself once again. So inhale, peel up the chest and heart, and take the hands to the low back once again. And inhale, lift the heart up again, and breathe here again and again. So now we're going to just take our hands and move them into a circle. And once again, if this affects your balance or your posture, you can just leave your hands planted like this, and just be here as you continue to breathe and breathe. So once again, moving those hips around and moving the arms in reverse circles here. And then again, come back to center. Release those hands down and step the feet together and be here. So the hands come out to the sides, the chest is lifted, and the heart is floating in the air. And then you're going to lift up the right hand all the way up and bring that right hand down once again. You're going to lift the left hand up this time, glide it on up and lift it up all the way into the air. Then you'll glide that left hand down and bring it on down and bring it down once again to the side. Inhale, floating the right arm up, breathing here and lifting that arm all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, bringing that right hand down, bringing it down, and then bringing the left arm palm up once again. Now, as you continue to breathe here, bring the hands to the center chest once again and be here. And then press the palms forward, lift the arms up, and just begin to sway side to side again. So we do these lateral stretches of the body to also incorporate some nice blood flow into the lungs and into the chest region. Good. And then as you feel ready, again and again, you're going to just take the hands behind the back of the head. And then you're just going to wiggle from side to side and be here. I don't know if you're hungry for some bread. All right, so just move from side to side here. and breathe and breathe and breathe. So my yogi friends, just start to feel into your body and be with your breath. You know how I instruct my class. This is a very loose space class. So I remember when we used to do yoga in the park about 10 years ago, and we used to do some free form movement. So if you'd like, just kind of start to sway the body around. Sometimes in my Urban Zen class, I'll do this. And you just can kind of move around and really feel into the body and the breath. So take about the next minute or so to just kind of take any stretch that feels appropriate to you. So you can follow me, you can watch me and do exactly what I do. But you could also do what you want to do, and you could just move wherever you want. And that's really the goal of yoga. It's really to bring us into a state of balance for ourselves. And I oftentimes need to do some of these bouncing actions because I feel so stagnant sometimes. But if you do some bouncing actions, oftentimes you'll feel like you can release the stress out of the shoulders. And then just find your way and wiggling your arms and shaking the feet up and down. And just moving the head and moving the hips and moving from all the way from the head to the ground. Okay. So now what I want to do is a nice stretch here, which is to kind of like teach us how to lift those legs. We've done this before. So if your balance is really off right here, just be very gentle with yourself. You're going to lift your right leg up and just kick the right leg out like this. You're going to draw the right knee in and release that right foot on down. So this is a variation of a Tai Chi stretch. We lift up, we bend the left knee. It's like tree pose. Then you kick that leg out to the side. You draw it on in, and you release that leg down once again. So it looks like this in action. You would lift the leg up, and you'd kick out the leg as you extend the arms out to the sides. And then you draw that foot in, and you step the feet together, and you move to the other side. So don't move too quickly here. And also, if you can't lift up that leg, just come onto the ball of the foot. You can still lengthen the arms here and still get the benefits of the pose. So please don't feel like any type of posture is outside your range of doing. Most of this class is designed with the knowingness that we all have things that we're managing to watch or maintain. So as you move into your body, just know that when you move from side to side, you can really enjoy what feels good for your body. And that's really the point of this practice. So just moving from side to side here, maybe some of us are lifting up that leg. And then once again, moving to the other side and lifting up the other leg. Good. And then from here, this is also an action that we've done many times before. You're going to take your left arm forward in front of you like this. You're going to push your right arm in forward, and you're going to draw the hands back again. Arms come out. You're going to take the hands up, raise them up towards the ceiling as you bring your feet back to center. As you exhale, bend those knees and sink on down. Good. As you inhale, raise the arms up like this. You're going to turn your feet out to the side. Again, you have this little defender as your right arm. You're going to push the left hand forward, draw back into that right hip, glide back to center here. Inhale, scoop up the earth, scoop it up, and as you exhale, sink on down. We're going to do that 2 more times. So inhale, lift up here. You're going to turn over to your left side. Place your left hand out, press your right hand forward, and then draw back into center. Take the hands, glide up, and imagine you're scooping up some gold or some honey or some apples or whatever it is that you like to scoop up. And then as you exhale, just sink down into that and just kind of sit here for a moment. Inhale, peeling up the chest, creating a guard, and then exhale, pressing on forward. Inhale, drawing back to center again, and then lifting up and scooping up your pot. So maybe it's your favorite treat, or maybe it's something that you like to wear, or maybe it's just something that you like to rub all over in your hair. Sorry, I'm like a little rhymester today. Take your right hand forward and draw that right hand back. And then once again, come back to center here, scooping up and bringing back. One more. So right hand comes out to the side, and you'll step the left palm forward. You'll drive on back to that left hip, come back to center, and lift up once again. As you exhale, bring your hands to the center chest here and close your eyes for a moment. And if you need to, you can just rock your knees or rock your legs from side to side once again. Just moving from side to side here. Good. And then as you feel ready, my friends, we're going to find our way onto our mat. So we've taken some time to do some of these standing poses, and now we're going to move into our ground series. So as you place your hands on your mat, let's start with cats and cows. So as you inhale, lift the chest forward and up, and as you exhale, release into your bowels. I don't know where these words come from. Inhale, lift the chest up. And exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, lifting the chest up. And exhale, releasing the spine. So now, take yourself, interlace your fingers here. And releasing the head down towards the floor. And just continue to press down through the forearms, wrists, and the fingers here as you release that head down all the way. So scoot the hips from left to right and scoot the hips from right to left. And continue to breathe here and stay stable now as you maintain that all elongated natural breath. So really start to absorb yourself into the space between my words. The words are more or less just an opportunity for us to dive a little bit deeper into your own natural space. And as you feel ready here, just extend your right leg back and release the left head or the head all the way down. And just see if you can press back through that right heel as you release the head all the way to the ground. So breathing into that right leg, breathing into the right hip, breathing into the right inner groin. And then you'll bend that right knee and you'll do the same as you extend all the way through the left leg again. And release that head down and then release the head and press down through both feet. And as you continue to breathe here, just continue to draw that right hip in and breathe and breathe and breathe. So now taking your left knee, bringing it back to a bend, and taking your hands back to the ground. And as you inhale, peel your chest on up. And as you exhale, round and round. Yes. All right, guys. So from here, just start to shake those hips out right and left. And one more time, walking the hands over to the right. Stretching out the left side. And walking your hands over to the left as we stretch out the other side. And as you feel ready here, let's once again come onto our waist. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend our legs forward in front of us and come in here into some stretches. So I got some nice stretching sequence for you guys as we begin to stretch these legs. So you're gonna begin to take these legs again and bring, imagine a block underneath these legs. And as you place the block under the legs, you can bring the feet together, you can bring the knees apart. And just breathe and breathe and breathe here as you lift and release the heart. So this is a great opportunity for us now to just be with our breath. Remember, guys, this is our practice of wellness is really, it has no outline. You know, when I teach, I am giving suggestions for poses, but there's really no outline to our wellness. Wellness is just something that feels good to you. And if it feels good, chances are it's something that can be repeatable, and it's something that can be good for all of us. So as you move from side to side here, just start to move the body from right to left. And just moving in and out as you continue to stay with that great elongated breath. All right. So we'll take the left leg forward, and we'll bring the right foot over the left. And we've done this stretch before, so be very mindful here. You're going to just begin to fold down here. So your right leg can come over your left leg, or you could just stay right here. And you're just going to breathe into the back of your left leg. And just breathe and breathe and breathe. Inhale, lifting that chest up and taking the right leg forward once again. And then taking your left leg in this time and doing the same again and again. So now, as we do the same, we release the head down and we lower that head down to the ground. And just breathe here. And breathe. And breathe. And breathe. All right, lift the chest on up once again and bring your hands to this foot, and you're going to once again take this left leg out like this. So the left leg comes on out, left leg's on a block, and you walk your hands on down. And you'll just release the head down once again as you release from the pubis to the ground. And breathe into your breath here. And let yourself go as you release once again. And just breathe and breathe and breathe and breathe. And breathe and breathe and breathe. So take that left leg, extend it forward, and draw the right knee in again. And we're going to do the same thing on this leg. We're just going to fold forward here again. So we fold forward and we breathe into the back muscles and we release the chest to the heart. And just breathe yourself down together as we begin with a new start. Good. So once again, come on up and take those legs both forward. And as you begin to lengthen both your arms to the feet, just release the head down again. This is called Paschimottanasana, or the west facing the east pose. And as you stretch all the way down from your head all the way to your toes, breathe into the shoulders here. That's a great component of the stretch. And breathe into the back body. And just breathe and breathe and breathe and breathe. And just continue to be with that breath. So come back up once again. And we're going to come onto our back this time. And we're gonna start out once again with a blanket under the head, and you'll release down once again your feet. So as you press down through those feet, lift the pelvis up and just begin to breathe here again. So if you have a block within reaching distance, you could bring that block under the pelvis here. And you could release the pelvis on down to that block, and you can breathe into the chest and the belly. And just breathe here. And breathe, and just continue to let go here. So continue to breathe here, my friends. Let your breath be long and slow. Continue to breathe into the back body. Continue to breathe into the legs. Continue to breathe here. Good. And as you feel ready, remove that block from underneath the pelvis if you place your block right there. And then you're going to once again take your knees and just release them over to one side. So it doesn't matter which side. I'd recommend placing your knees on the block. just so that your hips are in a line, or rather the hips are in a good position. So you can do as you wish, but if the knees are lifted slightly, it helps out to support the hips here. And just breathing in and breathing out and breathing in and breathing out. So come back to center again and scoot over to the other side. And again, we're very similar to where we started with, and breathe and breathe and breathe. So now I'm going to prepare you guys for a more relaxing pose. And feel ready just to place a bolster or blanket under the knees as you release your head to your toes. So this is really where we can kind of move into a Shavasana-like pose. You can take your legs and extend them forward. Maybe if you have a blanket, you could put a blanket on top of you. You can close your eyes here, and you could be with your breath. So this is a really nice way, because we're going to begin to move through a relaxation exercise. So begin by noticing the crown of the head. This is called the body awareness meditation. Crown of the head relaxing to the back of the head. Feel the skin of the temples releasing all the way to the sides of the face. Feel the eyes releasing into the eye sockets. The nose releasing from the outer nostrils to the inner nostrils. The cheeks releasing from the outer cheeks to the inner cheeks. The jaw releasing, the neck releasing. Feel both shoulders releasing here, the tops of the shoulders and the elbows to the wrists to the fingers all the way to the fingertips. So as you breathe here, breathing into the chest and belly, and as you breathe out again, just continuing to breathe that elongating breath as you continue to release like a friend. So breathing in and breathing out, and breathing in and breathing out. So shoulders releasing to elbows, elbows releasing to wrists, wrists releasing all the way to your fingers. And the chest muscles are soft. The chest muscles are very soft here as you continue to breathe. And you're going to notice that your belly is also soft as well. And breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. So from here, you'll notice the thighs releasing to the knees, and you'll notice the knees releasing to the shins. You'll notice the shins releasing to the feet. And let's just say you have a lot of pent-up energy. It's fine to just move the feet and the head around. Just if you do so, just be very mindful here. You can move from side to side if you'd like. You can wiggle those toes. Just move your toes again. And then you'll take your arms up and over the head and stretch here as you bring the knees back to a bend. And then you'll roll over onto your side, and you're going to set up for your side-lying child's pose. So as you rest here, you'll take your hand, your blanket, you'll fold it, and then bring it below your ear. So guys, we were here earlier again, and now we're here once again. And you're just going to breathe here. We're not going to be here for long. This is just to kind of connect once again. So as you release here,
Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and the face muscles are relaxing down. And notice your neck muscles soft, and notice your collarbones relaxing as well. Notice your biceps and triceps, your elbows, your forearms, your wrist, and your fingers. Notice your back muscles soft here. Notice your chest and your belly. Feel both hips again, and your thighs and your pelvis. Notice your knees, your shins, your ankles, your calves, your tops of the feet, and your bottoms of the feet. Notice the entire body from the crown of the head all the way down to the foot. And as you continue to breathe here, this is a great opportunity to just simply be here for a moment. We take these more relaxing poses sometimes just to reset ourselves again. And it's really that once we take them, we're prepared to move on to the next, practice, the next pose. So as we take this pose, which is called Sidelined Child's Pose, just release the heart and chest and allow yourself to go. And then what I want you to do is I'm going to have you press your way on up. So you'll press down your hands, you lift up your chest, and then you'll find yourself into a seated position once again. So you can just take your setup, your mat, blankets, bolsters, pillows, and just place them off to the side. I'm going to sit on my bolster right now as I come to a close. All right, so thank you guys so much as we come to the close of this practice. This is our integrative wellness practice, as many of you know. My name is Jason Gorenstein. This class occurs every weekday at 3 p.m. on Facebook Live. Hopefully you guys are able to join us. We've created a community, or started to create a community of yoga practitioners in the virtual realm, the virtual space. So guys, as you exhale here, as we usually do, I ask you to take your hands to the center chest. And as you exhale, release the head on down, and we say Namaste. Namaste means that may I bow humbly to you. May I respect you. May I respect you fully. So, guys, thank you once again. And this was really a pleasure as we shared this class. I've been kind of in this ballad mood. That's why a lot of what I've been saying has been rhyming. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed the practice. And once again, my name is Jason Gorenstein, and we do this. Oh, thank you so much, Gail. So it's truly a pleasure and an honor to be able to share these practices. Really, I have been in gratitude for you showing up to the morning classes, to the 6 a.m. classes, as well as these wellness classes with Dan. So it really does make a huge difference. And for me, it just brings a lightness to my day. So let's keep this on going. And obviously, if you have any friends or people who are interested, feel free to spread the word. And yes, it's been an honor and a privilege both to be able to be here with you guys. So thank you guys so much. Madonna, thank you as well. I hope that you enjoyed the practice. Very nice. So yes, and as always, guys, just let me know if there's any practices you want me to focus on, or any teachings that I should learn for you guys. That's ultimately the goal of this, is to be able to provide very high quality, fun yoga practices for everyone in the virtual realm. So as I usually share with you guys, I have my little sign-off spiel, and then after that I usually give my closing remarks. So as I share with you all, guys, I hope that you guys have a phenomenal rest of your Tuesday. I'll be here tomorrow at 3 p.m. Once again, this is our integrative wellness class. It's been a true pleasure and an honor to share this with you guys. My name is Jason Gorenstein. And as I share with you guys, I will say this. Please, my friends, be well, be happy, and have a phenomenal rest of your evening.
I look forward to seeing you all soon again. Let's talk soon, yogis. Namaste, guys.